answer. And then Beth's got to come up and close us down, so keep it short, Charlie.
The right to work. I was on WJR a month ago at the first anniversary of the law, and I was with Rich Dudley, the chairman of the president of the Michigan Chamber. And Mitch Album asked him, can you give any examples of businesses that have come to Michigan specifically because of the right to work? And he said, I believe this is an exact quote, it will take time to produce measurable results. Translate that into simpler words, the answer is no. And I didn't expect that it would have hardly any result. It'll have this much effect. And the big reason, or a big reason, why it will have only that much effect, if that much, is that Michigan was already, in a sense, a right-to-work state before. 50 years ago, 45% of our workers were members of the union. Last year, it's 16.6. And in the private sector, it's 11%. So for better or worse, and it's for better if you're anti-union, it's for worse if you're pro-union, for better or worse, that battle was fought in the 70s and in the 80s and in the 90s and in the last decade. And the unions lost that battle one battle at a time.
Just to add to that, I think if you talk to the states that have auto companies that are right-to-work states, many of them are international auto companies, and they are there, and they will tell you that being a right-to-work state was a major factor in the decision to be there. And given that we have an outlook of likely expansion of the auto industry in North America, so new plants, at the very least for an expansion of supply capacity, having a right-to-work state in Michigan clearly, I think, is a factor that could attract an auto company or an auto expansion here that they wouldn't have potentially been able to attract before. So it's only, in that sense, a positive for the future.
I'll take the budget question. I think this is a great opportunity for us with about $1 billion on the table to really understand what the state's priorities are. And I think we should be watching it very carefully. We would certainly suggest, as the business leaders of the state, that we ought to be spending some of it on investments that matter, higher education, making it more affordable, fixing our roads in a temporary way until we can come up with a permanent fix, which probably won't happen until after the election. I don't think that we're absolutely against a tax cut. I mean, we've not talked about it, but I'm sure that can be part of the mix, but it shouldn't be the only part. And so I think with $1 billion on the table, we should be able to solve a few problems in a very, very good way.